Hey everyone, welcome to KindaTV with me, your friendly neighborhood Natasha, the face of this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be answering 50 questions that are not frequently asked. I receive a lot of questions from you lovely viewers on our Twitter feed at KindaTV_, and I love answering them. But Mark, my lovely co-creator, and I found this tag with 50 questions that are not often asked. So here's 50 things you never thought you needed to know about me, and I never thought I would answer. I'm a really big fan of candles that are traditionally masculine scents. I don't know why we put gender on scents. I think that's ridiculous, but I really like musky sort of smelling things like sandalwood or any kind of candles that I find in men's sections that are like tobacco pipe and leather. At the moment, I think it'd be really cool if Olivia Wilde was my sister. Yeah. Paul Rudd. I don't think I'll ever get married, or maybe I'll get married when I'm like 85 because they'll be like, I never got married, let's just do it. I think I'm the hoarder that I know. In my home, I like it to be very minimalist and I like my workspace to be very clear, but I'm also very sentimental, so I keep like any fan letters or gifts that I receive, and now I just have this like storage unit full. Hell no, I can't even do a somersault. I think I was like the normal age when I learned how to ride a bike, maybe about 7, but I haven't ridden a bike since I was about 14, and I don't think I remember how. Oceans are not meant for humans, in my opinion. I've dipped my toes in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans though. I'm actually really embarrassed to say that I've only been to the US and Canada. I have been all across those great nations, but I grew up really poor and I didn't have the opportunity to travel. However, I think this is the year that I visit another country. Nobody in my family is in the Army. I actually don't know anyone in the Army at all. If you're in the Army, let me know. Leave me a comment below because I'm actually really curious about what that's like. I've always been a really big fan of gender-neutral names. I always thought Stevie would be a neat name for a daughter because my dad's name's Steve and I'm a big fan of Stevie Nicks. Or Charlie, except now I have a dog that came with the name Charlie, and it might be weird if I named a kid after my first dog. I guess it would really depend on what their last name was. And to be honest, I think I would just like make up a last name for my child. I was always a very academic student, but in the 10th grade, I did pass math with a 51 by teacher's discretion because I was getting a 98 in science somehow and 90s in all of my other courses. And they were like, we're just gonna pass you because obviously you're smart and you just don't like math or something. I used to stay up late to watch Clone High when I was a preteen, and I felt very badass because I was staying up till like 10 o'clock to watch it. I think I may have been like an evil, like decrepit old woman and put warts all over my face, or I was deaf. I don't remember, yeah. I have not read the Hunger Games or Twilight series, but I have read all of Harry Potter. All of it, probably more than once. I'm trying to Americanize my accent as best as possible, but I do think I would rather have a British accent because people just automatically assume that you're way more intelligent than you are when you have a British accent. Yeah, my mom studied fashion design in college. She used to make all my clothes when I was a kid. My grandparents on my dad's side are still married and still alive. I'm very lucky. And on my mom's side, my great aunt and uncle, so her aunt and uncle were like my pseudo-grandparents. And it's adorable. My great aunt passed away, but my great uncle still wears her wedding ring next to his. It's so cute. I have never taken karate lessons, but I would really like to someday. I just want to learn to fight in general. I've been saying this for years. It's about damn time I do it. Of course I know who Kermit the Frog is. I think the first amusement park I ever went to was Centerville, which is this tiny little one on Center Island in Toronto. I would definitely like to be fluent in French. I can speak a little bit of French and understand a little bit, but it would be awesome if I was completely bilingual. I think I use both interchangeably. My father is not completely bald, but he's definitely balding. I don't know any triplets. I don't even know that I know twins. I remember the first time I saw The Notebook, I was with my best friend and my mom, and we were vacationing in Florida when I was a teenager. And then when they die at the same time, I was like, oh, come on, really? Like, ridiculous. No, not into it. So I'd have to go with the Titanic. I eat Indian food constantly. I think I had it like 3 days ago. I'm really lucky that I live in Toronto where there's excellent Indian food. I actually don't want to say because I think it's gonna ruin it for me. Don't go looking for me at my favorite restaurant. But it's very nice. It's like comfort food. I've never been to the Olive Garden, no. I don't, but if I knew how to drive, I would probably become a Costco member. If I had been a boy, my parents would have named me Nicholas. And then they didn't name my younger brother Nicholas. Don't know why. Both sound awful. Both just sound awful to me. I'm definitely a city girl. I do not sleep with a nightlight, no. Sometimes, when I'm real sad, I have a teddy bear. I'm ashamed to say I do not eat breakfast every morning, but I definitely have a coffee every morning. Wow, did not know I was signing up for such personal questions. Yeah, I have a neurologial disorder, so I take a migraine preventative that I've been on for 10 years. Otherwise, I'll have a stroke. Buttload of times. Almost died of pneumonia when I was a kid. Spent a Christmas there. So thank you, Sick Kids Hospital, you are amazing. Yes, I have seen Finding Nemo. Yesterday I found out Finding Dory's on Netflix. Very excited to watch it. I mostly buy my jeans from thrift stores or Zara, because Zara is one of the only places that fits my butt. Like, it's crazy that I don't remember, considering all of you are very lovely and compliment me online on the daily, but in terms of like a compliment I've received in my daily life from people I know, I truly do not remember. I think my friend told me I looked pretty the other day. Yes, I remember all of my dreams, and I remember them for years. I should start a dream journal. I'm not a big tea person, but I really enjoy like a very authentic chai masala blend. I have no idea, more than I can count. Which is funny because I often just like wear the same thing over and over again, but at home in my closet there's just a mountain of shoes. I should really purge. I will probably raise them to be witches or to not have a religion. I knew Santa wasn't real from the time I was like 4 years old because I was like, Mom, why does Santa use the same wrapping paper as you? And she said, well, you know how he knows that I like things to coordinate all the time. And I was like, I don't know. This is it. This is the big 50th question. The big 50th question. Drum roll, please. What's the question? Why do I have a Tumblr? I use it to just like reblog pictures that I think are cool, but initially I just got a Tumblr so that I was able to interact with fans a little bit more, and I'm able to put out like longer messages than usual. Initially I got Tumblr though because I had a secret poetry blog with moody poetry. Well, that's it. Those are 50 random facts about me. Now you all know. You probably wished you didn't. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any other questions for me, I don't know, get at me at KindaTV_ on Twitter. Maybe I'll answer them, maybe I won't. Just kidding, I probably will. I have to. See that subscribe button? Also, you know, just do me a solid. Maybe click it. It'd be nice. And don't forget to keep it kind of classy, of course.